Have you ever felt like a pawn in someone else's game, a voice in your head, screaming to be heard, but silenced by fear, by doubt, by the sheer weight of expectations? You say what you think others want to hear, you nod along, you play the part, but inside, a part of you is dying. This isn't just about being shy. It's about a fundamental power imbalance. It's about being strategically outmaneuvered in conversations, in meetings, in your own relationships. Today, we're not just going to talk about it. We are going to change it. We're going to dive deep into the often misunderstood, but ruthlessly effective world of Machiavellian psychology. Not to manipulate, not to deceive, but to reclaim your power, to speak your unvarnished truth, and to transition from a pawn to the prince or princess of your own destiny. This is how you use Machiavelli's dark psychology to finally speak your truth. Let's start with the first and most formidable enemy, your own fear. Fear of judgment, fear of conflict, fear of being disliked. This fear isn't just a feeling, it's a prison. Machiavelli understood fear not as an emotion to be suppressed, but as a tool to be wielded, and the first person you must master is yourself. This is our first principle. Reframe your fear. Right now, you see speaking your mind as a risk. What if they get angry? What if I lose this opportunity? You're focused on the potential negative outcomes. A Machiavellian thinker inverts this. They ask, what is the cost of my silence? Think about it. Every time you bite your tongue, you're not avoiding conflict. You're just postponing it and letting resentment build. Every time you nod along to something you disagree with, you're not keeping the peace. You're eroding your own integrity and self-respect. The real risk isn't speaking up. The real risk is the slow, silent death of your own authenticity. So, reframe it. Speaking your truth isn't an act of aggression. It's an act of self-preservation. It's not about creating conflict. It's about establishing boundaries. When you feel that knot of fear in your stomach, don't see it as a stop sign. See it as a compass needle, pointing directly at what you need to say. Your fear is not your enemy. It is your guide. It shows you where your power lies dormant, waiting to be claimed. Now that we've reframed fear, let's move to the second, more subtle principle. Master strategic silence. In our hyper-connected, noisy world, we often think power comes from speaking the most, from having the last word. This is a rookie mistake. True power, the kind that commands respect and attention, often lies in what you don't say. Think of a tense negotiation. The person who feels the need to fill every second of silence is the one who is uncomfortable, the one who is insecure. They ramble, they over-explain, they reveal their weaknesses without even realizing it. The person who is comfortable with silence, who can hold that quiet space, projects confidence and control. They give the other person room to reveal their own thoughts, their own anxieties. Strategic silence is not passive. It's an active weapon. It creates a vacuum that others feel compelled to fill. Before you respond to a challenging question or an accusation, pause. Take a deliberate breath. Let the silence hang in the air for a moment. This does two things. First, it gives you time to formulate a calm, calculated response instead of a knee-jerk emotional reaction. Second, it communicates that you are not flustered. You are in control of the tempo of the conversation. Use silence to punctuate your most important points. After you state a firm boundary or make a critical declaration, stop talking. Let the weight of your words sink in. Don't soften it. Don't explain it away. The silence that follows is more powerful than any additional words you could say. It amplifies your statement and forces the other person to truly process it. Master this, and you'll find you can say more with less, and your words will carry 10 times the weight. With fear reframed and silence mastered, we arrive at the third and most crucial principle. Control the frame. Every conversation, every interaction happens within a frame. The frame is the context, the underlying assumptions, the lens through which the conversation is viewed. Whoever controls the frame controls the conversation. For example, if your boss criticizes your work by saying, "You're always late with these reports," the frame is you are incompetent and unreliable. If you get defensive and start making excuses like, "Well, I was busy with other projects," You are accepting their frame and arguing from a position of weakness. You're playing defense on their field. To control the frame, you must reject theirs and impose your own. A Machiavellian response would be to shift the frame entirely. Instead of defending your lateness, you could respond calmly. I prioritize the quality and accuracy of my reports to ensure we make the best decisions. Would you prefer a faster report with potential errors, or a thorough one that's a day later? Suddenly, the frame is no longer about your incompetence. It's about a choice between speed and quality. You've reframed the conversation around a strategic business decision, placing yourself as a thoughtful, conscientious employee, not a delinquent one. This technique requires you to listen carefully, not just to what people are saying, but to the frame they're trying to establish. Don't take the bait. Don't get dragged into their narrative. Instead, calmly and assertively, redefine the terms of the engagement. Frame conversations around solutions, not problems. Frame them around principles, not personal attacks. By controlling the frame, you dictate the rules of the game, and you never have to play defense again. Finally, we reach the culmination of these principles. The fourth and final rule. Speak with finality. This is where you bring it all together. You've reframed your fear. You've used silence to your advantage, and you've controlled the frame. Now, when you speak your truth, you do so with an air of absolute, unshakable conviction. This doesn't mean being loud or aggressive. It means an end to wishy-washy language. It's the death of, I think, maybe, I kind of feel, I guess we could. These phrases are poison. They signal doubt, they invite negotiation, and they broadcast that you are not confident in your own words. You are handing your power away on a silver platter. Instead, use declarative statements. My decision is, the path forward is, this is what is going to happen. Notice the difference. It's not a suggestion. It's a statement of fact from your perspective. This requires courage, but it is the ultimate expression of self-respect. When you state a boundary, you speak with finality. I will not be spoken to that way again. Full stop. No justification. No apologies. The statement stands on its own. When you present an idea, this is the strategy we must pursue. You've done the work. You've considered the options, and this is your conclusion. Speaking with finality is the signature of a leader, a prince, not a pawn. It tells the world that you have thought deeply, you trust your own judgment, and your words are not to be taken lightly. It's the moment your inner voice and your outer voice become one, speaking in perfect, powerful harmony. So let's bring this all back. This isn't about becoming a cold, heartless manipulator. It's about understanding the unspoken rules of power and communication that are already being used around you, and often against you. It's about leveling the playing field. Reframe your fear. See the cost of silence, not the risk of speaking. Master strategic silence. Use quiet to project confidence and gather intelligence. Control the frame. Define the context of the conversation and never play defense. And speak with finality. Eliminate doubt from your language and state your truth with conviction. By integrating these 4 Machiavellian principles, you are not changing who you are. You are simply unlocking the most powerful, authentic, and unapologetic version of yourself. You stop being a character in someone else's story and become the author of your own. The pawn, reacting to the moves of others, becomes the prince, directing the flow of the game. Your truth has value. Your voice deserves to be heard. Now, you have the tools to make sure it is. Go forth and speak it. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. If this resonated with you, if you're ready to stop being a pawn and start being a prince, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We have so much more to explore together on the path to personal power. Leave a comment below with which principle you're going to start using today. I'm excited to read your plans. Until next time, stay powerful.